exhibition in the demonstration greenhouse where we cultivated cucumbers, tomatoes, habaneros, cantaloupe, watermelon, chili. This farm, we consume calcium nitrate like water. Like, I think a bag of calcium nitrate lasts for just 2 weeks. Am I correct? 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, another bag. But the other fertilizers, I think calcium nitrate and potassium nitrate, they consume more for the farm. We use a lot of them, especially when they are their generative stage, because they need more calcium and potassium for fruiting and cell wall division.
I was scouting, I found out that my plant had aphid on it, and I had to squash and prune the affected leaves, then sprayed it, and it was okay. And also there was a time I came also, I found out that my leaves were coiling up, and we couldn't tell what was wrong because the plant looked healthy, but some leaves were coiling up.
It takes 3 to 10 days for your seedlings, your tomato seedlings, to germinate, and you don't want to keep them under hot, cold temperature. You want to keep them in a mild temperature. It's not too hot but not too cold, because you don't want them to grow leggy. If they grow leggy, they'll die. And then you transplant them after 4 weeks. Well, I suffered some things. Like, I had faced some challenges in growing this tomato plant, which I will start with tuta. You can see, like, this leaf now has a sign of it. They are also known as leaf miners.
This is the seedless cucumber. You can see how long and big it is.
This one is the slicer cucumber variety, and this is the English, or some people call it Chinese cucumber variety. But they are both seedless cucumber, and they taste better than your regular cucumber. We are going to taste this here. They taste better than the regular ones. They are not bitter, they are quite sweet. They are sweeter than the regular one. And for this variety, for this slicer variety, a plant can give you up to 25 fruits for this cucumber. Why this one? I don't know how many fruits, I can't say. But one thing you should know about cucumber farming is that the more you harvest, the more you get fruits. And the management is pretty easy. For cucumbers now, it takes 40 to 45 days to start harvesting. And if you manage it very well in the greenhouse, you can harvest for 2 to 3 months. Some people even harvest for 4 months, depending on variety and management.
Variety is Caribbean King. It was planted on the 14th of March. And as you can see, they've grown very tall. So they usually take anywhere from 60 to 80 days from planting to harvest.
Cantaloupe should not be done in the greenhouse. This is because there are no insects to pollinate it. They need to be pollinated. But we did it in the greenhouse. You do it in the greenhouse if you want to make more money. I don't know how to break it down now. If you do it outside now, for instance, this is the raining season, this plant do not like water, it don't like rain. If rain start touching it, you start having issues with downy mildew, powdery mildew, late blight, early blight, southern blight, all of those, what's it called, fungal infestations. But we do it in the greenhouse because it's a controlled environment, we can easily trellis it, and the downside is that there's no bees to pollinate it. That's why we had to do the pollination manually. And if you are cultivating this, you don't do it on the last key because the market is a closed market. It's a very small market. I think we did a research on the farm, and myself and everybody, it was headed by Mr. Jagun, where we used different stuff to root these plants. We used cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, aloe vera, and some commercially honey and commercially produced hormones. You can see now this has formed a new plant. You can see the root here. This is a new plant, so I can plant this now, and it's going to give me a full plant of yellow watermelon. Very easy. It's nothing complicated.
Like full plant.
Yeah,
Just
like this, yes. Because this seed is not available in the country, nobody see them anywhere. You will not see yellow watermelon. So as person now gives me this one, I'm going to propagate up to 100 so that I will have more of this. And this is better than getting the fruit and planting it. Now I'm going to tell you why it's better. One, this is going to give you identical as the parent plant because it's coming from the parent side. It's not coming from seed. Secondly, it's going to be faster. If I transplant this now, in 60 days I'll start harvesting. But seed, you have to wait. It has to take the process from the beginning. But this is, it has already done all of those processes. So it will just start fruiting within 60 to 70 days, you start harvesting from it.
My name is Abu Victoria Nature John, and I want to talk about my wonderful eggplant. Okay, though I don't really have much to say about my eggplant, though it has taught me patience and perseverance. Okay, at some point I gave up on this plant because almost all the plants in the greenhouse were doing so well.
It was actually given to me by Rise One to try, and I decided to do it in the greenhouse, and which she was the one that managed it. Unfortunately, they were growing like ugu, and I was like, what is happening? See the fruit, even this one, if you look at it now, it has aborted. The way you know the fruit has aborted, the stalk will turn to yellow. You just know that that fruit is gone, it's not going to convert. I was like, what is happening? I had to call, give them the feedback at Rise One that this thing will not give me, you know, the fruit. And they said, Sam, this is an open field variety, not a greenhouse variety. So you see, anytime you are getting seed, you ask, is it for open field cultivation or greenhouse cultivation?
I didn't side stake earlier, so the wind, when it was raining, so it broke the plant. As you can notice, like, they are not really straight like that. But when I did it, they are perfectly fine.
You see the length, average length is 12 inches, but for us here, we got, is it 15 or 12? 15 inches. They are very long and very spicy and very big, not your regular chili in the market.
So if you look at them, you will see that they're not doing half as well as they do here. And in as much as you keep scouting for disease, scouting for pests and keep treating, you have to take into consideration that you are working on the open field. So as breeze blows, as rain falls, it brings, in as much as you keep treating here, it keeps bringing from outside the fence. So it's something that you have to be vigilant, you have to be proactive, you have to be preventive.
The major problem we have with cabbages are the caterpillars. If you look at this leaf now, these are the works of caterpillars. And they are easy to manage. You can get emamectin benzoate, spirotetramat, flibendamide, you control these things, very easy. Unlike controlling aphids, thrips, whitefly, spider mite, and other diseases that affect tomatoes and pepper, these ones are pretty easy to cultivate. So, and for me, purple cabbage has more money than normal cabbage. Again, anything that is not common in the market will fetch you more money because almost everybody is doing the normal green cabbage. If you take it to the market, I think a kg of green cabbage should not cost more than 400. But purple cabbage now, I sell a kg for 1.5. You can see the price difference. Of the farms in Kano, Kaduna are being affected by total absolute many tomato farm. And it's a problem in Nigeria. When it comes, you start having tomato scarcity because many of us find it difficult to manage it. Normally, these plants would not have been here, but Mr. Ajagun has been the one managing the tutor stuff. He does IPM. IPM means integrated. He uses both cultural, biological, and also chemicals to control the tutor. That's why we have been able to get something out of these plants. Farmer and agronomist is a flex for you to know how to sow your own seeds from scratch to transplanting, and this is what we are going to be learning today. So although many of us are used to the local ways we sow our seeds, we just plant, prepare the soil, put the seeds, you do it, that is the local way. We've evolved, we know that era again. We are now in the modern agricultural time, and we'll be using our seedling tray. This is called a seedling tray. This particular stuff is called the seedling tray. So we are going to be using our seedling tray to sow seeds. But before then, I would like to give us some background knowledge on this. There are different types of seedling tray. This particular one has 72 holes. If you look at the bottom, they wrote it there, 72. If you can look at your tray, it has 72 cells. There's the one of 200, there's the one of 105, there's the one of 128, there's the one of 98, there's one of 92, there's one of 50, there's one of 12. So, but the difference for me, if I would advise you, if you are not doing a large scale farming, if you are going to sow your seeds, you are not doing large scale, use something like this. Use the one of 105, 98 or 72. The reason I'm saying so is because the cells are wider, so your plants are going to grow faster. If you use the 200 holes cells seedling tray, the hole is tiny, so it's going to take a longer time for them to be ready for transplanting. But with this type, it's going to be ready very fast. And one of the benefits of using seedling tray is ease of mobility. These are the ones we've done before. Leave those people, focus on this one. These are the ones we've done before. And I can easily move this. Let's assume you don't have a greenhouse. You are doing this thing on the open field. You are sowing your seeds without greenhouse. Not all of us here have a greenhouse. And you want to nurse seed for open field cultivation. You want to nurse your seed for open field cultivation. You can easily move this. If it's raining now, I can decide to move this in a shade. If the sun is too much, I can easily move this. So one of the benefits of using seedling tray is ease of mobility. You can move this around. If not the one you plant for ground, you can't move it. If the rain comes, or if rats come or anything, to destroy it. But this one, you can easily move it from one place to another. Another reason we use seedling tray is ease of transplanting, because most times if you plant the one you plant on the normal soil, when you pull it out, you are disturbing the roots. You transplant, you have what is called transplanting shock. Transplanting shock means that you have mortality. Maybe you transplant 100 plants, 50 will die, 50 will survive. But we don't want to be farming as a gambler. We are not gamblers, we are business people. So you want to transplant 100 and you want to be sure that the 100 of them is going to survive. So now, look at this now, they are ready for transplanting. Once I pull it out, it comes off easily. You can see it. Comes off easily. The roots are not disturbed. If I transplant this now, I'm very sure that it's not going to die. We are not going to have transplanting shock. We are not going to have mortality. So this is one of the major benefits of growing your seeds in seedling tray. I don't know if we have questions before I proceed. So if there are no questions, there are different potting, there are different substrates. This thing is in our hands now. They are called substrates. We don't use normal soil to raise our seedlings. As a modern farmer, you should not go and start picking soil from the ground to put in seedling tray. No. One of the reasons you don't do that, you don't know the history of the soil. Most of these soil, they have soil pathogens, soil-borne pathogens like Pythium, Phytophthora, and many things that can, rhizotonia, that can cause your seedlings when they germinate to start dying off. So we don't use that, one. And secondly, most of our soil are too compacted. What I mean by compacted is it's not loose, it's too compacted. So we don't use normal soil. So the common substrates we use to grow seeds in Nigeria now are, one is cocoa peat. You know what cocoa peat is? We use cocoa peat. Another thing we use is potting mix. Don't fill in it. The next step is to put hole. Now this is where it gets tricky. If your hole is too deep, it's not going to germinate on time, or if it eventually sprouts, it's going to get rotted inside because it's not getting light to come up. And if it is too shallow, maybe when you are covering it, it's going to move out, or when you are watering, it's going to wash the seeds away. So you just put it something like this. You can see it's not too deep. Something like this. Something like this. You can see just the finger. If you even use your marker. Just like this. But I know they like hard work, so let's do smart work. Give me this. I just come something that is equal, not so much pressure.
My name is Rashad Adidolapo. I'm a farmer. I'm into bell pepper cultivation, habaneros, and other areas of agriculture. I flew in down from Lagos to learn from Farmer Sam. I've been following him for a while, and there are some things that I needed to come and learn, especially in terms of IPM and nutrient management. And me coming here has been eye-opening. I've learned things that, even with my level of expertise, I've learned something more than what I knew before.
My name is Mariette Manasseh. I'm from Plateau State. I reside here in Jos. The experience at A.N Farms so far has been good and very educative. Yeah, like it has been very insightful. Like so many things I didn't know about greenhouse. I've learned like so far, and I hope to learn more.
Are you ready to see what it looks like?
Yep.
And it smells.
Now we're seeing this guy chop. Tell me your $3.
Now she says she buy 150 pounds. Yeah. So I'll be testing this for the house. I'm eating 150 pounds.
I'm out of words. Wow. My name is Samir Saleh. I'm coming from Jos, just not to be precise. Actually, I'm a novice when it comes to farming, and coming here has given me a vast experience. In fact, if the level of experience I've gotten from this training I receive here, I don't think money can actually buy it. So this motivated me to, in fact, start up my own farm. So with this training I had, I will be able to start off something in my own farm.
Victor, are you supposed to press it?
My name is A.N I'm from Abuja. I'm representing Kano Integrated Farms. I came into Jos to learn about greenhouse farming, and I'm so glad I was picked among people to learn this. So far so good. I've learned so much about greenhouse farming, how to nurture your plants before you cross over to the greenhouse.
A-R-U-M.
My God.
Oh my God!
Nothing to your shoulder now. I am well done.
Nothing to my shoulder. Now watermelon I do.
My name is Fortune Chedo Chukuka Ezago. Yeah. So I came in from Abuja. You know, the training has been, should I say, immense? If I'm being honest, it's been very immense. It's been thought-provoking. It's been honest as well, because you know, most times we don't get practicable things in Nigeria, right? But then this is like a farm. You're looking at things. Then we saw them live from there, the bell pepper cultivation, down to the demo where they demonstrated tomatoes, cantaloupe, chili. I think particularly I loved the chili, right? The tomato, the habaneros, they were all brilliant. Now look at the watermelon. I think they weighed about 12.75, which is like not small. I don't think I've seen any watermelon of that size before. And then they are saying it's yellow. So it means you are going to be here and we are going to confirm if it's yellow.
Okay, so this is my yellow watermelon and I'm going to be testing it for the first time. This took me about 3 months for me to cultivate, and I've been anticipating this moment for a very long time. Yesterday I could not sleep all through just to see how this watermelon would taste. So I'm going to be sharing this experience with you. Let's go. God is good.
My name is Nsien Ebitu.
I stay here in Jos, and I came across this workshop online, and I decided to attend. And so far, I have gotten a lot of insight into the farming, especially hydroponic. So I've started, this is my seedling tray. I've already planted some seed here, which I'm taking home, and I'm going to nurture it. And if I have any question, I will always get back to the farm.
It's Daniel Yusuf. I am from Jos, precisely I reside in Barkin Ladi, and my motivation towards coming for this training is because I've been in farming for a very long time. Literally, I grew up meeting my parents doing farming, and it is the open field farming. But then I began to ask questions when I noticed the post-harvest losses and some of the pests that keep infesting our farm. So it motivated me to pay attention to greenhouse farming, greenhouse technology, and the idea of marrying technology with agriculture fascinates me a lot. So when I stumbled across this training online, I said I have to come here, and indeed it has been very insightful. I've learned a lot, and I'm excited in my journey of greenhouse farming, and I would recommend a lot of people to come here, because before now I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube, but I was not able to get hands-on experience to see it firsthand. At least with this experience, I can now start a journey of my own. And the money we paid for, I'm not sure, permit me to, for want of word, I would say we cheated them, because you get real value and you still go back home with stuff. So this is really insightful. And I also commend this farm, because it's not just about growing, but knowledge transfer is one of the important things that will keep a community growing. When you grow only you, then the people around you are not going to be inspired. But when you become a model, and then this farm is a model to anyone who wants to go into the agri space.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Kaim Hussain. I'm from Mount Valley Farms from Kano State. So, and I came here to learn more about greenhouse. Although my farms have greenhouse, we have about 20 greenhouses that we are into the greenhouse farming. But basically what we have been doing is baby cucumber. So now we want to kind of start doing the bell peppers. So that is why I just come here to kind of add more to the knowledge that I have.
Machine we used to do our testing. I think we bought this since last year, but at the moment when I checked online, this is costing about, with logistics to Nigeria, about 750,000. Test for the soil pH, the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium level of the soil, and also the temperature of the soil. Nitrogen 171, phosphorus 220, potassium 523, soil 7.1. So you people need to amend your pH though. Sometimes if you put manure today, before the nutrients in that thing will be available for your plant, might be the next season. Because first, there are processes it undergoes before the organic matter itself are broken down. And there are several organisms in the soil that breaks down the organic matter. Organic matter here is manure, whether chicken, poultry, rabbit, pig, cow. I come here, I loosen the soil further again. Come here again, I loosen the soil further. Then I apply my rabbit manure again, not everywhere, just at the points. Here. Then I apply this my organic fertilizer. This is not your normal chemical fertilizer. Don't apply chemical fertilizer like this, I beg. It will burn, it will kill all your seedlings. If you try and put chemical fertilizer, that is the synthetic one, and put your this thing, that is the end of it. Everything will burn. This is organic. You see why organic is very important. So we do integrated nutrient management. We use both organic and we use both the synthetic, just to have a balance. So just small. This is an higher is gauge. Then you come, you take your seedlings. This is how you transplant. You can see the roots still intact. This is purple cabbage. You come, you put it cover. You press it down a bit, not so much so that you no go break the stem. That is it. You repeat the same thing here. You do if you are pruning, you take off all of the lower leaf first, below the point of bifurcation. Take it out. You see them now, we don't take the leaf out, even this one. Normally, for bell pepper, you are supposed to leave 2 main stems. Some people leave 3. Me, I leave 2. And now this has 3. See, it's 1, 2, 3. I will decide which one I will take. Let this one go. The first thing you will do, you will remove this thing to expose the trap. This, it's sticky. If you touch it, it's sticky. So it sticks the insects. When they fly, and they'll stick there. So it's going to be easy for you to come and identify the kind of insect you have in your farm. When I come, I look at it. I did see white fly did this greenhouse. I did see trips there. I'm seeing if it is here. So it's used for basically monitoring and also control of this pest. According to description, yellow is used for other crops, but people use blue most of the time because it traps trips. It attracts trips. But yellow, you can use it for any other insect. But for this thing, for trips, you use the blue one.